Good morning, guys. It's Jonathan with One Big Impact. So I am actually doing a video today, and the video was actually requested by Christy, and it's not a live video because I just didn't feel like streaming it. Plus, I wasn't sure if I was going to get my tags right and stuff like that, so I wanted to wait a little bit. But the video today is, can I do Atkins while I'm pregnant? I would like to first of all say, you need to ask your doctor. I am not a doctor. I am not giving you medical advice in any way, shape, or form. Okay? And I also don't plan on ever becoming a doctor. That being said, remember, doctors are not nutritionists. Nutritionists are not doctors. Physical therapists are not nutritionists. Personal trainers are not nutritionists, but sometimes they can be. And sometimes doctors can be nutritionists, and sometimes nutritionists can be doctors. So there could be overlapping. Make sure you get a second and third opinion if you are not satisfied with the first opinion. And please make sure your opinions are not based on your poor eating habits. So if somebody tells me this is an acceptable food and I want to eat bad, regardless if they have my best interest in their heart, be careful about the choices you make. Get a second and third opinion. Make sure it's based on your overall health. So the first question is, to me, would be, can I? Can I do it while I'm pregnant? Yes. Yes, you can. Okay. And I have answered you guys before. The answer, and I said, I don't see anything wrong with it. Talk to your doctor. And I kind of left it at that. It was basically up to you to, before I did more research, I wanted to make sure I gave you the best answers possible. Like I said, the second one would be talk to your doctor. Talk to doctor or midwife, or whoever is in control of your care during your pregnancy. Number three, this is very important. This is not a joke. You have a person inside you when you're pregnant. That is not a game. It's not something to take advantage of. It's one of probably the most amazing miracles that I've ever experienced. It's definitely the most amazing miracle I've ever experienced. But it's also a very fragile thing, and you have to be very careful, and it's not a joke. It's not a game. It's not something you should play with. You should also never, underline this, never try to lose weight while you're pregnant. You are going to gain weight when you're pregnant. Don't try to lose weight. You have a human inside you, okay? So there's no way in your mind that you should ever be thinking about weight loss while you're pregnant, okay? Get that crap out of your mind. I understand you have goals, you want to reach a certain point, blah, blah, blah. Fine, okay? That's fine. But pre-pregnancy weight and end of pregnancy weight, you should be gaining weight, okay? No matter which way you look at it, all right? Number 5, actually number 4, gaining weight is appropriate. Let's see, gaining weight is appropriate because you're carrying an unborn child. Number 4. Now the estimates are all over the board, but it looks like 22 to 30-ish pounds is about what you should gain. And now my math may be correct or incorrect, regardless. In the first couple months or first month or so, 2 to 4 pounds, okay, is about normal. And then each week after each week after about a pound. Okay, whatever that equates to. So basically you should see a steady gain in weight, but you don't need to go crazy, okay? Gaining, those of us that have weight issues, now, I'm not a woman obviously, but those of us that have weight issues need to make sure that we do not say, I'm pregnant, I'm going to eat whatever, because although whether you follow Atkins or you don't follow Atkins, it's really important that you understand that you can't just assume that you can eat whatever you want. And you can, if you want to, go ahead. But if you have weight issues, keep it under the wraps. Now, we do have 2 people here that are pregnant, maybe more. Christy and Ellie are both pregnant, so congratulations on your bouncing little babies. Number 5. That being said, to touch on that a little bit more, you will gain weight. That is normal. But you also need to make sure that you are not eating Taco Bell 24/7, because if you are worried about Atkins being unhealthy or healthy or whatever, then you should also worry about, things like cigarettes, things like alcohol, things like staying active, things like, because I know a bodybuilder chick that is literally lifting every day through her pregnancy. Now, I'm not saying, now again, it depends on your pregnancy, it depends on how everything's going, it depends on all of that and your doctor's recommendations and things like that, of course. But watch what you eat, make sure you're eating right, make sure you're not going overboard on things just because you're pregnant. Don't use it as an excuse. Be stronger than the excuses, it says right there. Number 5, you're probably asking, what should I follow? Should I follow induction? Should I follow phase 2? Should I follow Atkins 40, Atkins 100, maintenance, lifetime, phase 3? What is it? According to the Atkins website, the best phase to follow is going to be lifetime maintenance. Now, a lot of people don't understand what lifetime maintenance means. It means things like whole foods. Yes, that's a vague statement. That's literally all of Atkins. Second things it means is whole grains. Now, that might mean oatmeal. That might mean some tortillas here and there. That might mean a slice of bread here and there. It just kind of depends on what you're incorporating as far as like what you're allotted. Now keep listening. Keep listening. Don't just be like, oh crap, I'm going to get some toast. John said so. Shut your mouth and listen. Fruit. Yogurt. What else we got written down? Something else I'm forgetting. I know there is. No, that's pretty much it. But then you also got your proteins, fats, veggies, so basically, those of you that don't understand what the hell lifetime maintenance is, so there's a few phases. You got phase 1, induction phase, would be like 20 carbs. Phase 2 would be like 40 carbs. Phase 3 is kind of like when you're saying, okay, so I'm honing in on my goal. I know what my amount is. Say I slowly incorporate 5 carbs here, 5 carbs there, 5 carbs here. I get up to like 75 carbs, and then boom, I start gaining weight. Okay, so you pull it down to about 70, and you see if that gives you a steady crawl on your weight loss. I just recently found out that my carbohydrate threshold is 268 grams of carbs. So as long as I don't eat more than 268 grams of carbs per day, which is a lot, then I won't gain weight. I'll stay right where I need to. And it actually pulls me right around 3,000 calories. So And that is obviously based on activity level and different things as far as your body. So lifetime maintenance is the phase right after. It would be phase 4. So phase 4 is this, the gold. It is the gold spot. It is the spot that everybody wants to get to, and so many people fall short. Atkins is not a diet. Keto is not a diet. Counting your calories are not a diet. All of these things can be your lifestyle, and that's what you have to remember. Atkins phase 1, 2, 3, 4 means you jumpstart your weight loss, you hone in on your weight loss, you're finding your balance, and then you're maintaining, okay? So it's a way of life, it's a way of eating. It's something that you are going to do forever, okay? Finding that gold number is something that you would do pre-pregnancy, okay? Maybe you haven't gotten to your weight loss goal. I understand, fine, if your carbohydrate balance ends up being, and this is something you should probably figure out before you get pregnant, or like when you find out you're pregnant, find out, hey, okay, so, in the first couple weeks or whatever, make sure you find a balance. Now, if it is phase 4 is lifetime maintenance, you need to make sure that you are finding, so 100 carbs, I don't gain weight, fine, stay there. That's fine. And then if you increase it and decrease it finally throughout the process, whatever. Now, I will say, those of you that are already pregnant, Christy and Ellie, it's going to be difficult probably for you to find your balance because you are naturally supposed to be gaining a small amount of weight as you go along anyway, okay? Now, people like Christy has found out that she has not gained a lot of weight, as far as she is way less than what she was last time, so that's really good. I don't actually know what Christy is following. I don't know if she's following induction. Christy, are you following induction? What are you doing? And I know she talked to her doctor, I believe, is what she told me last. So that's kind of, they do what works best for them, and that's important. The other thing, number 7, actually, I said it again, talk to your doctor, okay? Most importantly, I said that 3 times already. Number 8, make you and your little happy. I have never, and will never try to pretend that I know what it's like to be pregnant. It's probably one of the most difficult things that you have to go through. It's uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable being in my body. I can only imagine what it's like having something rumbling around in there, trying to get comfortable while you're sleeping, pushing the baby out. Okay, all of those things for almost a freaking year. It's got to be really, really hard. If you crave something every once in a while, I probably would never stand between you and something. Do what makes you happy. I am not saying eat bad or keep your bad emotional connection with food or anything like that. But what I'm saying is, if you're happy at 50 carbs a day, I can't stop you. Your doctor can't stop you. If you're happy at 20 or 100 or 300 carbs a day, do what you feel is best, okay? But be careful not to go overboard, because remember, whatever you gain during the pregnancy, you do have to gain after. I will reiterate this. Never, ever, ever try to lose weight during your pregnancy. What the hell are you thinking? Give your body and your baby the nutrients to be little happy and healthy humans. You guys, it's not a joke, okay? You do have a child inside you. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. And that doesn't end at just eating right. That means having less stress, making sure you're taking time for yourself, making sure you're getting the proper amount of relaxation, sleep, all of those things. Number 9. Put this one over here. Number 9, don't go nuts. Don't go nuts. Don't go nuts with the information that I give you. Don't go crazy. Let's start off by saying you're out of balance, okay? Your hormones are going crazy. Don't stress yourself out. Whatever you're experiencing, you're giving your baby that, okay? If I had to say anything about all of this, can you do Atkins while you're pregnant? Yes, I would say from what I've learned over the last few weeks as far as research and everything, is lifetime maintenance seems like the best option. Now, if you're currently on induction, whoever it is, if what you're doing is working, stay there. If your doctor says this is okay for you and it works for you and it makes you happy, fine. Don't use this information, this lifetime information that I said, as a reason to go crazy and you go from 20 carbs or 50 carbs to 200 carbs or something like that, because then you will start retaining weight really, really fast. And again, I'm not a doctor. Do what your doctor feels is best. Now, but I will say, if you're on 20 carbs, maybe you want to increase it slowly, okay? You don't want to go crazy. There's really no way of knowing if you're already pregnant what your balance is, because you're having to gain weight anyway, and there's no way to kind of manipulate anything once you're already pregnant. So it's important that you probably find out this before you get pregnant. So if you have plans in the future to get pregnant or to have a child, find out what your balance is sooner rather than later. And obviously that will change. If I'm 250 pounds now and I need to get down to 150 pounds or something like that, whatever my carbohydrate threshold is at 250 will most likely be completely different at 150. So remember, you have to kind of recheck occasionally as you hone in, because if you're 250 now and in 5 years you plan to have a baby, popping it up to whatever it was, 250 carbs at 250 pounds, and you're 150 now and you're pregnant and it's 5 years later, you definitely need to kind of figure out what your carbohydrate threshold is then versus when you were 250, because it's going to be completely different and you will gain weight hella fast. And the other thing is that you need to realize you're probably going to be a lot less active when you are pregnant. So you may not be burning as many calories and stuff like that, but don't let that manipulate the amount of carbohydrates you do or don't have. The number one thing is that you are happy, that you are healthy, that you are focusing on keeping you and your child copacetic. Everything's legit. Congratulations on your new child. If you guys are new here, please check us out on Facebook. Our group is called Healthy Living for a Healthy Life. I want you to remember to spread love, not hate, and also be stronger than your excuses, and focus on number 1, the baby. Number 2, there is no number 2. Number 1 is the baby. The baby's the most important. And obviously, the second most important thing, meaning number 1 and number 1 is you and the baby. Have a good day, guys. Remember to be stronger than excuses. Remember to spread love, not hate. Check out the links in the description below if you'd like to come join our Facebook group. We have an amazing group of awesome family members. I also am a personal trainer now, so if you need myself as far as training, or also if you need meal plans, please check out my Facebook, and I can definitely help you out there. I have 4-week plans for $45, 8-week plans for $80, and 16-week plans for $135. Have a beautiful day, guys. Thank you so much for the support. Third time, be stronger than your excuses. Peace.